weary traveler, to a quiet space where ancient whispers settle gently upon the night. Take a moment now to find your most comfortable position, perhaps nestled deep beneath a soft blanket, or simply letting your head rest upon a yielding pillow. Allow your shoulders to soften, your eyelids to grow heavy, and the gentle rhythm of your breath to become your anchor. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling peace unfurl within you, and exhale softly, releasing any thoughts or tensions that no longer serve you. You are safe here, held by the hush of the hours, and invited to simply listen as we journey together to a place of timeless calm. Tonight, we step softly into a world woven from myth and moonlight. Imagine a path, barely visible beneath the soft glow of a crescent moon, leading you away from the concerns of the day. The air here is cool and sweet, carrying the subtle scent of ancient earth and night-blooming jasmine. Tall, slender trees, old as memory itself, stand sentinel on either side, their leaves rustling with a sound like whispered secrets. Each step you take is effortless, sinking into a bed of soft moss that cushions your journey. Ahead, through the dappled shadows, you begin to see it a faint, ethereal glow. It's the entrance to a sacred grove, a place where time slows and forgotten wonders awaken under the watchful eye of the stars. The light ahead pulses softly, inviting you deeper into its peaceful embrace. You step softly over the threshold into the sacred grove. The air here is noticeably cooler, yet profoundly peaceful, carrying the distinct scent of damp earth, ancient leaves, and something subtly sweet, like untouched blossoms. Towering trees, their immense branches draped with soft, luminous moss, form a natural cathedral ceiling high above you. The light filtering through the canopy isn't from the harsh sun or the stark moon, but seems to emanate from the very air itself, a gentle, pulsing glow that softly illuminates the path ahead. Your footsteps are hushed on the thick, moss-covered ground, which feels like a plush, soft carpet beneath you. Distant, almost imperceptible chimes seem to whisper on the breeze, perhaps from the wind playing through unseen leaves, or from forgotten, delicate instruments of worship hidden amongst the foliage. There's a profound stillness here, broken only by the softest rustle of ancient leaves and the occasional gentle drip of dew from a high branch onto the ferns below. As you wander deeper, the trees seem to grow even older, their trunks wider, their forms more gnarled and majestic, as if they have stood sentinel for countless millennia. Here and there, smooth, moss-covered stones emerge from the earth, rounded and softened by time, perhaps remnants of an ancient pathway, or natural formations shaped by quiet eons of gentle erosion. In the very heart of the grove, a small, tranquil pool shimmers with a deep, dark serenity, reflecting the soft, ambient light like a polished obsidian mirror. Its surface is perfectly still, holding the luminous glow within its depths, promising only calm and quiet contemplation. Around its edges, faint bioluminescent flora offer a soft, ethereal outline, enhancing the grove's otherworldly hush. This is a place where every breath feels like a soft, ancient secret, a gentle lullaby whispered by the ages, inviting you to simply be, to rest, and to let go. The air in this sacred grove continues to hold that soft, ancient secret, a gentle lullaby that wraps around you, inviting you to simply be. Above, the canopy of venerable trees, their branches intertwining like hands in a quiet prayer, filters the distant starlight into a tapestry of shimmering light and shadow. Each leaf, a silent guardian, whispers only to the breeze, a rustling so faint it merely enhances the profound stillness. Beneath your feet, a carpet of emerald moss cushions every step, interspersed with velvety patches of fern and the occasional smooth, river-worn stone. There is a sense of timelessness here, as if the grove itself breathes slowly, a vast, living heart beating in gentle rhythm with the cosmos. You might notice the faint, sweet scent of damp earth and ancient wood, a grounding aroma that settles the spirit, gently pulling you deeper into calm. As you gaze deeper into the soft twilight, you perceive a winding, almost invisible path, barely more than a suggestion between the moss-covered roots. It seems to beckon gently, not with urgency, but with the quiet promise of more wonders, leading subtly further into the grove's embrace. The path glistens faintly, perhaps from a recent light dew, catching the filtered moonlight and guiding your eyes, without need for conscious thought, deeper into this serene, forgotten sanctuary. The very act of observing this path feels like a meditation, a silent communion with the ancient energies that reside here. The sounds of the outside world, if they ever existed, have long since faded, leaving only the soft, ambient hum of ancient peace and the gentle, almost imperceptible breathing of the grove itself. Soft, distant forest sounds, the soft, ambient hum of ancient peace, and the gentle, almost imperceptible breathing of the grove itself seems to guide a quiet path forward. Beyond the oldest, most gnarled trees, where moonlight filters through a thicker canopy, a faint, inviting glow begins to appear. It's not a harsh light, but a luminescence that seems to rise from within the earth, like captured starlight finding its way to the surface. With each hushed step, the air grows cooler, carrying the scent of damp moss and ancient stone. The ground beneath becomes smoother, transitioning from soft earth to carefully placed, age-worn flagstones. These stones, slick with dew, lead to a subtle opening in a natural rock face, almost entirely overgrown with thick, velvety ivy. It's an entrance that whispers of hidden sanctuaries, known only to the quietest creatures of the night. Passing through the ivy-draped threshold, a small, circular chamber reveals itself. This is not a grand temple, but a humble, sacred space carved into the heart of the mountain. The walls are smooth, cool stone, glinting faintly in the soft light that emanates from a single, unlit basin of water in the chamber's center. This water, still and clear, catches the filtered moonlight from an unseen opening high above, reflecting it back onto the domed ceiling in shimmering, dancing patterns. Around the basin, small, smooth river stones are arranged in a perfect, unbroken circle. Their surfaces are worn by countless seasons, their presence radiating a quiet, enduring stillness. The air inside is still and cool, a gentle hush that settles over everything, inviting a deep sense of peace. No sound penetrates these walls from the world outside, only the quiet flicker of the water's reflection, painting slow, mesmerizing patterns on the ancient stone. It's a place where time itself seems to slow, folding in on itself, leaving only the present moment, calm and serene. The subtle dance of light on the ancient stone continues, soft and ever-changing, a silent story told by the sun and the water. As your gaze drifts from the shimmering reflections, you notice the source of this gentle light play, a tranquil pool, its surface perfectly still, like a dark, polished mirror. It rests in a sunken basin, carved from the same age-old stone that forms the very foundations of this sacred space. No ripples disturb its glassy face, only the occasional, nearly imperceptible breath of air that causes the reflected patterns to shift with dreamlike slowness. The water is so clear, so calm, that it seems to absorb all sound, leaving behind an almost profound silence. Here, even the softest whisper of wind feels like a distant memory, and the world outside these sacred walls fades into a gentle hum. The air itself feels different here, cool and slightly damp, carrying the faint, earthy scent of ancient stone and deep-rooted foliage. Around the basin, large, smooth stones rise, some adorned with faded carvings of intertwined vines and ancient symbols that speak of forgotten lore. A delicate emerald moss carpets the cooler, shaded surfaces, adding a velvety texture to the rough-hewn rock. Tiny, luminescent flora, perhaps a species known only to these hidden places, emit a faint, gentle glow, illuminating the edges of the pool with a soft, ethereal light. These faint sparks of light seem to hum softly, not with sound, but with a silent, visual warmth that comforts and soothes. The entire scene feels untouched by time, a sanctuary where the weight of the outside world simply dissolves. The gentle murmur of the water, so subtle it's almost a feeling rather than a sound, creates a rhythmic pulse, a soft lullaby for the senses. It's as if the very essence of peace has taken root here, growing in harmony with the stone and the stillness, inviting you to simply be and to breathe in this quiet, ancient wonder. As you settle deeper into this profound quiet, a soft, ethereal glow begins to seep through an archway just ahead. It's not the harsh light of day, but a gentle luminescence, hinting at another space within this sacred structure. With unhurried steps, the path invites you forward, the cool, smooth marble beneath your feet, a comforting presence. Each step is a whisper, absorbed by the vastness, leaving only the soft cadence of your own breath. Passing through the archway, you find yourself in a secluded courtyard, open to the night sky. The air here is subtly different, carrying a faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine that climbs ancient stone walls. Overhead, the moon hangs like a polished pearl, casting long, peaceful shadows from slender columns that line the perimeter. Moonlight bathes the central fountain, where water murmurs softly, a continuous, tranquil melody that has echoed through these stones for countless ages. The water pools in a shallow basin, reflecting the moon and a scattering of early stars, creating a miniature, shimmering cosmos at your feet. Small, delicate mosses cling to the fountain's edge, their velvety green illuminated by the celestial glow. There's a bench carved from the same pale stone nearby, worn smooth by time, offering a silent invitation to rest. This space feels like a hidden heart of the temple, a place where the earthly and the celestial meet in quiet harmony. The hush here is profound, yet full of the gentle life of the night, a lullaby woven from light and shadow, scent and soft sound, inviting a deeper sense of peace to settle within you. The path, softened by centuries of fallen leaves and the gentle touch of time, now winds a little deeper into the sacred grove. Each step here is quiet, almost imperceptible, as if the very ground breathes with the night. Above, the ancient canopy forms a vaulted ceiling, their branches intertwining like old friends, occasionally parting to reveal slivers of the soft, silver moonlight. This gentle light filters down through the dense foliage, creating dancing patterns on the moss-covered stones that peek from beneath the undergrowth and on the smooth, silent surfaces of forgotten, weathered carvings. Whisper of wind through leaves you might notice the delicate tracery of ivy clinging to an old, half-hidden stone pillar, or the faint shimmer of dew on a broad, fern-like leaf. The air carries a cool, earthy fragrance, mingled with the subtle, sweet perfume of night-blooming flowers, hidden amongst the deep shadows. There's a feeling here of deep roots, of stories held within the very earth, tales whispered by the wind through the ancient leaves. No urgency, no rush, just the gentle unfolding of an ancient peace, a quiet embrace. A small, clear stream, barely a murmur, trickles nearby, its sound a soft, continuous counterpoint to the profound quiet. Its waters catch and reflect the faint glow from above, a ribbon of liquid moonlight winding peacefully through the gentle darkness. Everything here seems to slow. Everything softens, as if this sacred space itself is gently holding you, inviting your thoughts to drift, unburdened, into the tranquil, starlit night. quiet harmony that began to settle earlier now deepens, cradling you in its ancient calm. The quiet harmony that began to settle earlier now deepens, cradling you in its ancient calm. Your mind drifts, softly guiding you to the threshold of a sacred grove, where the world is painted in shades of silver and deep indigo. A grand, luminous full moon hangs high above, casting its ethereal glow down upon a tapestry of ancient trees. Their colossal trunks, thick with untold years, rise like silent sentinels, their gnarled branches reaching towards the starlit sky, forming a cathedral of leaves. Beneath these venerable giants, the ground is a cushion of soft, velvety moss, absorbing any sound, inviting a lightness to your imagined steps. The air, cool and crisp, carries the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine mingling with the earthy aroma of damp soil and ancient bark. Through a natural archway, woven by two intertwined, gnarled oaks, a narrow, winding path stretches deeper into the grove. Moonlight dances upon its surface, dappling the way with shifting patterns of light and shadow, beckoning you onward. Further within, a gentle, rhythmic murmur begins to emerge, the hushed symphony of a hidden stream. Its winding course is hinted at by shimmering patches of moonlight on unseen water, its presence felt in the cool, moist air. Here and there, ancient, moss-covered stones lie partially submerged in the soft ground, almost glowing faintly under the moon's gentle touch, like forgotten relics imbued with the grove's quiet wisdom. Each rustle of leaves, each breath of wind, seems to whisper tales of old, yet they remain just beyond hearing, fading into the peaceful silence. This tranquil sanctuary enfolds you, its quiet magic a balm for the spirit, guiding you deeper into restful slumber. The tranquil sanctuary continues to hold you gently, its ancient stones breathing a quiet peace. The soft, filtered light that bathes this space seems to hum with forgotten echoes, not quite words, but a profound sense of history. You find yourself drifting deeper into its embrace, moving without effort, as if guided by the very air itself. A gentle breeze, almost imperceptible, carries the faint, sweet scent of distant night-blooming jasmine and damp earth, suggesting groves nearby, hidden from immediate view. As you allow your awareness to expand, you notice the path ahead, not a paved way, but a natural, moss-covered trail winding deeper into what feels like the heart of this ancient complex. The air grows cooler here, carrying a whispered coolness from shaded alcoves and the heavy, silent presence of immense, gnarled trees. Their branches reach out like ancient arms, forming a natural canopy high above, dappling the moonlight into shifting patterns on the forest floor. This is a sacred grove, a place where time itself seems to slow, where the rustling of leaves is the only sound, a gentle lullaby. Beneath the boughs, half hidden by ferns, stand weathered stone markers and small, quiet altars, carved with symbols worn smooth by centuries of gentle touch and soft rain. They tell no urgent stories, only of reverence and enduring calm. The soft glow of tiny fireflies begins to appear, like scattered jewels, illuminating patches of dew-kissed moss and the intricate veins of fallen leaves. You are enveloped by this serene, timeless space, its quiet beauty deepening your sense of peace, inviting you to simply rest and be. The world outside fades, leaving only the soft embrace of the sacred grove and the promise of undisturbed sleep. The soft embrace of the sacred grove holds you gently, its quiet beauty deepening your sense of peace, inviting you to simply rest and be. The world outside fades, leaving only the soft embrace of the sacred grove and the promise of undisturbed sleep. As you settle deeper into this profound tranquility, a faint, almost imperceptible path seems to unfold before you, winding gently between ancient trees. Each imagined step is cushioned by a carpet of emerald moss and fallen leaves, silent and soft beneath a canopy that whispers secrets of forgotten ages. The moonlight, now filtering through a denser ceiling of branches, casts dancing patterns of silver and shadow on the forest floor, illuminating the way with a subtle, guiding glow. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint, earthy scent of damp soil and ancient bark, a smell that speaks of timelessness and deep, natural slumber, lulling you further into repose. Further along this quiet, inviting path, a soft, ethereal luminescence begins to emerge from behind a cluster of particularly old, gnarled oaks, their twisted limbs reaching like patient sentinels. It's not a bright or startling light, but a gentle, steady glow, like captured starlight breathing softly. It hints at something ancient and serene, a tranquil pool perhaps, or a moss-covered stone altar humming with the quiet energy of the grove itself. The subtle hum is not a sound, but a feeling, a resonance in the very air that cradles you. You don't need to move, just to imagine it, allowing your mind to drift towards this unseen wonder, a quiet guardian within the heart of the sacred grove, promising only peace and dreams as you journey deeper into your own restful slumber. From that quiet promise, your awareness softens further, now lingering at the edge of the sacred grove itself. The air here is still and sweet, carrying the faint, earthy scent of ancient moss and damp soil, mingled with the subtle fragrance of unseen night-blooming flowers. Overhead, the canopy of venerable trees forms a soft, dark dome, pierced here and there by slivers of moonlight that paint shimmering pathways on the forest floor. These paths invite your gaze deeper, not with urgency, but with a gentle pull, a sense of quiet discovery. Gentle breeze rustling leaves as you allow your mind to wander. You notice the quiet presence of stone, smoothed by untold seasons, emerging from the soft undergrowth. It's not a grand structure, but perhaps a fragment of a low wall or the gently rounded base of a forgotten altar, almost entirely reclaimed by time and the slow embrace of the earth. Luminescent fungi, like tiny, scattered jewels of green and blue, glow faintly on fallen logs and the rough bark of ancient trees, casting a subtle, ethereal light that merely accentuates the profound stillness. This gentle glow outlines the contours of the grove, revealing the graceful sweep of branches and the delicate dance of shadows. The guardian, though still unseen, feels closer now, a deep, resonant calm woven into the very fabric of this hallowed space. It's a presence that doesn't demand attention, but simply is an ancient wisdom observing the quiet ebb and flow of life in the grove. There are no sudden movements, no jarring sounds, only the slow, rhythmic whisper of wind through distant leaves, a soft, continuous lullaby from the ancient world. Even the ground beneath the imagined steps of your mind feels soft, carpeted with centuries of fallen leaves and moss. Each breath you take is as unhurried as the slow growth of the trees, each thought as gentle as the moonlight filtering through the canopy. Your journey into rest continues, guided by the hushed wonder of this timeless grove, letting each soft detail guide you further into peace and deeper into slumber. The soft light filtering through the canopy slowly deepens, as if the grove itself is holding its breath in gentle anticipation. You find yourself drawn along a subtle path, not quite visible, but felt beneath the softest moss underfoot. The air grows cooler here, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient stone, a whisper of time long past. The rustling of leaves becomes even more hushed, like a lullaby sung by the very trees, enveloping you in a cocoon of natural silence. Head nestled amongst roots that twine like old stories stands a weathered stone. It's not a grand monument, but a humble, ancient altar covered in a velvet-like blanket of emerald moss. The stone seems to radiate a quiet, profound peace, a silent witness to countless dawns and dusks. Moonlight, now clearer through a slight parting in the branches above, bathes its surface in a silver glow, highlighting the intricate patterns of lichen that cling to its sides like faded script, whispers of forgotten glyphs. A tiny, crystal-clear spring bubbles up from the earth beside it, its water so still and reflective that it mirrors the sliver of moon and the dark silhouettes of the tallest trees. The sound is barely a whisper, a gentle murmur joining the symphony of quiet, a constant, soothing presence. This place feels like the very heart of the grove, a sanctuary of stillness where the myths themselves might pause to rest. The deep calm settles around you, inviting you to simply be, to let your thoughts drift like the softest mist upon a quiet lake. The grove breathes with you now, a steady, rhythmic cadence. Each detail, from the cool, ancient stone to the shimmering, reflective water is an anchor of tranquility, guiding you deeper into a peaceful state. You are simply observing, allowing the ancient quietude to embrace you fully as sleep draws near. Closer with every soft breath, the ancient quietude deepens, enveloping you like a soft, invisible cloak. Your journey now leads you through a low, arched passage, carved from the same smooth, cool stone as the outer halls. Each step is cushioned by the profound silence, a silence that seems to hold the very breath of time itself. The air here carries a faint, earthy scent, mingled with something subtly sweet, like dried herbs or very old incense, lingering softly from long-forgotten rituals. As you emerge from the archway, a new space unfolds before you. It is a secluded courtyard, open to the sky, yet enclosed by high, vine-covered walls. Moonlight, now a gentle silver, spills down into the center, illuminating a small, still pool. Its surface is perfectly reflective, mirroring the soft glow of a few fireflies that dance lazily above the water. Around the pool, ancient, gnarled olive trees stand sentinel, their leaves shimmering with a muted, metallic sheen in the lunar light. Their shadows stretch long and peaceful across the smooth flagstones. The atmosphere here is one of profound peace, a sacred grove nestled within the larger temple complex. The gentle rustle of leaves, almost imperceptible, is the only sound, a whispered secret from the night. You feel a sense of ancient serenity, a quiet wisdom held within these walls and beneath these trees. The cool, clean air invites a deeper, more settled breath. This hidden garden, bathed in moonlight, feels like a dream made real, a place where time slows to a gentle drift, inviting you to simply be and to let the stillness guide you further into rest. From the hidden garden, a faint, ethereal glow begins to draw your gaze. It emanates from behind the lush, ancient foliage, a soft luminescence that pulses gently, like the heart of the forest itself. You follow this silent invitation, your steps cushioned by the soft, mossy earth beneath your feet. The air here is cool and sweet, scented with night-blooming jasmine and the damp stone of time-worn structures. As you draw closer, the garden parts to reveal a magnificent yet peacefully silent, ancient stone archway. It stands as if a gateway to deeper mysteries, intricately carved with winding vines and slumbering mythical creatures, their forms softened by centuries of rain and moonlight. The moonbeams pour through the archway, illuminating dust motes dancing in the still air, creating a shimmering curtain of light. Beyond it, a path of smooth, ancient flagstones beckons, leading into what appears to be a moonlit courtyard, silent and serene. The gentle whisper of leaves, a sound almost like a sigh, is the only sound that accompanies your quiet journey. Each detail here speaks of an age long past, held in a tender, timeless embrace. offering a quiet sanctuary for your thoughts to drift and settle. The air, cool and still, carries the faint scent of ancient stone and blossoming night jasmine as you move deeper. The soft glow of distant, unseen lanterns begins to paint the edges of your path. You find yourself approaching an opening, not grand and towering like the main entrance, but a gentle archway, almost hidden by trailing ivy that shimmers with dew. Soft rustling of leaves, distant night bird calls stepping through. The world outside gently recedes. You are now within a corridor, carved from smooth, pale marble that seems to absorb all harsh sounds. The light here is softer still, emanating from small, luminous orbs embedded in the high ceiling, casting long, peaceful shadows. These walls, cool to the touch, are etched with faint, intricate patterned symbols that whisper of forgotten constellations and mythic journeys. This path leads you to a spacious, circular chamber. In the very center, a pool of water shimmers, reflecting the luminous ceiling in its perfectly still surface. Around the edges of this chamber, alcoves are carved into the marble, each holding a meticulously preserved scroll or an ancient, leather-bound tome. Dust motes dance in the gentle light, illuminating the quiet reverence of this forgotten library. The faint scent of aged parchment fills the air, a comforting aroma of stories held sacred. You observe the delicate bindings, the careful script on the scrolls, imagining the hands that once penned these mythic tales. Here, the wisdom of ages rests in silent slumber, an invitation to simply be present, to let your own thoughts become as still and clear as the water in the central pool. This is a place where time itself seems to slow, allowing for a deep, peaceful calm to settle within you, present to let your own thoughts become as still and clear as the water in the central pool. This is a place where time itself seems to slow, allowing for a deep, peaceful calm to settle within you. As your gaze gently drifts from the perfectly still surface of the water, you might notice the soft, diffused light filtering through tall, arched windows that line the far wall of this chamber. They are not made of glass, but of thin, polished alabaster, allowing the moonlight to transform into a luminous, milky glow that bathes the smooth marble floor in a gentle luminescence. The air here is cool and clean, carrying a faint, sweet scent of ancient stone and something akin to night-blooming jasmine, perhaps carried from distant, unseen gardens within the temple grounds. Beyond these windows, subtle shadows play on finely carved pillars, hinting at a wider, serene complex. The pillars rise gracefully to support a high, vaulted ceiling where faint frescoes might be glimpsed, depicting constellations or ancient, slumbering deities. Your quiet presence here seems to stir a very faint, almost imperceptible breeze, just enough to carry a whisper through the grand spaces. It's a sound like silk rustling, or the distant sigh of leaves in a sacred grove far beyond the temple walls. You are completely enveloped in this profound quietude, a hush that feels both immense and profoundly personal. No urgency, no haste, only the soft, timeless rhythm of the ancient temple. The patterns on the alabaster windows seem to shift with each passing moment, like the slow dance of clouds across a moonlit sky, inviting your eyes to follow their soft contours, easing your mind into a deeper state of rest. The grand, silent halls stretch on, promising only more serenity and peaceful ancient wonder. The grand, silent halls stretch on, promising only more serenity and peaceful ancient wonder. As you gently drift deeper, the cool, smooth stone beneath your feet seems to hum with ages of quiet history. Each step is a soft echo in the vastness, not a disturbance, but a gentle confirmation of your presence within this hallowed space. The moonlight, which had previously painted the outer arches, now filters through high, narrow windows, casting elongated shadows that dance like forgotten spirits across the polished floor. You find yourself approaching a circular chamber, its walls adorned with intricate carvings depicting constellations and mythic beasts gazing towards the heavens. There are no flickering torches here, only the soft, ethereal glow of the moon, bathing the ancient symbols in a silver light. In the center of this cosmic chamber, a large, polished marble sphere rests on a low pedestal, reflecting the pale light like a captured star. It slowly rotates, almost imperceptibly, revealing different constellations carved into its surface, each one a silent story waiting to be softly observed. The air here is still and cool, carrying a faint, earthy scent of ancient stone and perhaps a hint of distant mountain air. It's a place where time itself seems to slow, allowing your thoughts to settle and your breathing to deepen. You can almost feel the whispers of old astronomers and dreamers who once stood here, tracing the same celestial paths with their eyes, seeking understanding in the silent language of the stars. This chamber feels like a gateway, not to another world, but to a deeper understanding of this one, wrapped in quietude and timeless peace. The soft hum of the ancient mechanisms that once turned the great celestial sphere seems to echo faintly in the stillness, though it is only the quiet breath of the night. The moon, a silver crescent outside the arched windows, casts long, gentle shadows across the polished stone floor. Each shadow stretches and slowly recedes as the celestial bodies continue their graceful, unhurried dance above. You watch the patterns shift on the dome, the painted constellations seemingly coming alive, each tiny dot a distant sun, a silent story from epochs past. There's a subtle coolness in the air, a breath of the mountain night filtering through the high vents, mingling with the earthy scent of old stone and something faintly metallic, like polished bronze or ancient instruments. You feel utterly at ease here, tiny yet cherished part of this vast, slumbering universe. The chamber itself seems to breathe with you, its ancient walls absorbing the passage of time, holding countless nights of observation and quiet contemplation within its sturdy embrace. The gaze drifts from the dome across the elegant, unadorned columns that support the structure, their surfaces smooth and cool to the touch. Perhaps a faint tremor of air stirs a forgotten tapestry, or a dust motes dance in a sliver of moonlight. But mostly, there is just profound quiet. This place is a sanctuary, not just for the stars, but for the soul, a haven where thoughts can unfurl gently and drift into the soft expanse of the night. The world outside the temple walls sleeps soundly, and within, the cosmos unfolds in silent majesty, inviting your own mind to slowly, peacefully follow suit. The celestial tapestry that had begun to unfurl now guides your gaze deeper into the heart of the temple. You find yourself in a grand observatory, a circular chamber carved from pale, ancient stone. Above, the ceiling opens to the night sky, a perfectly framed window to the star-dusted velvet beyond. No glass obstructs the view here, only the clear, cool air of the high altitude, bringing the distant constellations into sharp, serene focus. Around the perimeter of this sacred space, colossal marble columns rise, their surfaces etched with swirling patterns that mimic nebulae and constellations known to ancient seers. Between them, you discern the faint outlines of colossal, ornate instruments, perhaps a gnomon or an armillary sphere, crafted from polished bronze and dark, shimmering stone, now silent and still, reflecting the soft starlight like sleeping giants. A deep sense of reverence fills the air, mingled with the quiet hum of the night. The moon, a crescent of polished silver, casts long, dancing shadows across the floor, illuminating faded frescoes depicting mythic voyages across the cosmos. Here, time seems to expand and contract, holding both the immense span of cosmic history and the delicate brevity of a single moment. You stand at the threshold of timeless wisdom, where earth meets sky in a silent, profound embrace. The temple breathes around you, a living testament to the ancient longing to understand the stars, to feel connected to something infinitely larger and eternally peaceful. Your own breath deepens, slowing to match the gentle rhythm of the sleeping world as the starlight washes over you, carrying with it a profound sense of calm, infinitely larger and eternally peaceful. Your own breath deepens, slowing to match the gentle rhythm of the sleeping world as the starlight washes over you, carrying with it a profound sense of calm. The ancient grove around you hums with a silent understanding, a gentle lullaby whispered by the leaves and the quiet sigh of the unseen breeze. Each tiny spark above seems to hold a story, not for telling, but for feeling a deep, comforting truth that settles into the very core of your being. You are held, safe and tranquil, within this sacred space, a part of the vast, slumbering tapestry of myth and memory. The moon, a soft pearl in the dark velvet sky, casts long, dancing shadows that sway like ancient spirits. They move with an unhurried grace, beckoning you deeper into the quietude that surrounds you. All efforts, all thoughts, all the day's gentle inquiries now begin to fade, dissolving into the peaceful hum of the night. There is nothing left to seek, nothing left to hold onto. As the last echoes of the ancient tales soften into the stillness, you feel your eyelids grow heavy, your body sinking deeper into its comfortable embrace. The gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of your chest is now the only movement, a quiet anchor in a world that has grown wonderfully still. Let the starlight lead you now, not to another journey, but to the deepest, most restorative rest. Allow your mind to simply be, to float freely, as light as the mists that gather at dawn. The wisdom of the ancients, the peace of the starlit grove, will guard your sleep, a silent, comforting presence until the soft light of morning. You are safe. You are at peace. You are home. Rest now.